Hello, I'll be talking to you today about a disease that is currently, maybe giving you worry on what kind of meat to eat. I'll be talking to you today about anthrax. Anthrax is a disease that is caused by a bug called Bacillus anthracis that actually infects animals and who in turn infects us. These animals that can infect us include, animals like sheep, like cows, like goats, like horses, like donkeys. And this disease affects both males and females equally and is found in areas in which there's an outbreak of anthrax, such as in Nigeria now at the moment. Now, people who are at risk of anthrax include people who keep animals, people who take care of animals, the vet, people who eat animal products like you and I, people who also work with animal products, people who have to also work at the border, people who are in security, people who come in animals as they move in transit. Now, how do we tell that people have anthrax? There are some symptoms or there are some features that we are going to see in human beings or to know that maybe they have anthrax. But anthrax can get to human beings through either of these ways. So you can actually get anthrax by direct contact with these animals, that's from like your skin, or you can inhale this causative organism from these animals, maybe from their hair, from their wool, or you can also ingest this causative organism by eating meat and other animal products. So now this disease will usually present with a skin rash for people who get it through direct contact, which is actually one of the commonest routes of transmission. You will be able to see these people with a small rash that grows out like a pimple that will later on burst after some days. It's usually itchy and will be able to now give and leave a black area. You see a central black area around that rash that got burst. Then the skin around there too will look unhealthy. Now, the other symptoms that you also see in these people include fever, include abdominal pain. They may have feel like vomiting. They may vomit. They would have diarrhea, passing of loose stools. They will have cough, which is usually dry. They may be easily tired. When they walk, they will have chest pain and they can even vomit blood. Now, because anthrax is a very serious disease that can affect a large population all at once, it must be taken seriously. So when we see some of these symptoms, we must go to the hospital, to check ourselves. And some of the tests that can be done include blood tests, include chest X-ray, include a big scan called CT scan, computed tomography scan, or even a test where the fluid around the brain is taken and checked on in the lab. That test is called a lumbar puncture. Now, once a diagnosis has been confirmed, then we have to treat anthrax, and anthrax has to be treated as early as it's detected, as early as possible. So when you present even very early, your chances of survival are greatly increased, and people who suffer from those skin infections are actually the best, or let's say they require more quickly than they recover more quickly than other people. Now, antibiotics are the mainstay treatment. So that's what your doctor will chiefly use to take care of you. Antibiotics commonly include doxycycline, ciprofloxacin, amoxicillin, and other treatment modalities will be initiated by your caregiver. Now, because anthrax is a public health concern, we must take measures to prevent it. One of the most effective methods to prevent anthrax includes using the anthrax vaccine. Now, this vaccine is given in areas where the outbreak is usually very large, where people also are at very high risk, given to individuals who are at very high risk. This vaccine is available. Also, we must learn to cook our meat properly in these times. We must cook our meat, our animal products also, such as pomo. We must cook them very well at very good heat and for a prolonged time, so that we can kill these organisms in case our meat may be contaminated. Also, we must avoid going to touch animals that are sick or animal products. So avoid farms in which we hear that maybe there's an outbreak, or sick animals which we don't know what may be bothering them. And these animals usually present, or you usually see these animals bleeding from their nose and nostrils and mouths. They bleed uncontrollably until they die. So that's one of the ways to know animals that have anthrax, and we must stay clear of these animals. Also, we must report cases in which we suspect anthrax. So animals or farms that we heard may be having an outbreak and people may be trying to cover up, we must help report so that this disease doesn't now affect us later on. And then also, when we are buying our meat, we have to make sure that the animals that were killed are healthy. So we have to know the markets to go to get our meat. We must take note of these methods, to help prevent us coming down with anthrax, as anthrax can be very, very deadly disease if not taken care of as early as possible.